Hey guys, it's Raven here, and I know you've all been waiting for this. It's been a long time coming. I don't know why I'm covering it, because I'm sure you've seen the thumbnail already. You already know what it basically looks like, but we're going to make it dramatic anyway. So without further ado, drum roll please. Ba-ba-da-ba. And it's done. Alright, end the video, let's wrap it up. I gotta explain stuff. This was enough work as it was. Okay, fine. Alright, we're going to do the same thing we did last, work in progress. This is the finished product. I'm going to go over it real quick. If you want to stay tuned for the how-tos, how I did some of the brushing, some of the painting, stick tuned for that. Otherwise, stay tuned for another whole minute. So this is my Fallen Scout Rifle from Destiny. It is based off the Hand of Judgment. Obviously, it is not an exact copy. It's my own spin, and I think it looks really good. As you can see here, I got the grips on. They're all painted in. I did some silver dry brushing. I did some black wash to get into the little crevices here. I added the Fallen symbol by making a stencil and then spray painting over it, so it looks like a Fallen actually painted it on the gun, which I like. You can see the blue, this was a Coke bottle that I cut and did a blue here. And then inside there's some mechanical bibbly bops in there. Now the cool thing that happened was, as you guys know, I did add a light to this. And I'm going to show that now. Oh, you can't see the light, huh? Okay, 1 minute please. Turn off the lights. Alright, so that's basically how it looks. Now the cool thing is that the blue, you can't see my finger, but the light from the inside actually filtered down. So it's actually going into the open part where all the mechanics are, which is pretty cool. It's not a super huge illumination, but it gives off the basic general feel that there's something going on in this gun that you can see. There it is. Don't, if you go toward the light, headshot. And okay, clap on. And we'll take a look at the other side. Now, to be honest, I really think that the other side definitely was the better side. I think that turn this off. I think that my dry brushing on the other side and just the cleanness, not the cleanness, it's not a clean weapon, but basically just the way everything came together on this side looks really good, really natural. I'm really liking this here. But the other side looks good, but it's not as good. There was some mistakes that were made as I was painting on the Fallen symbol, and I had to go and fix some things. I don't know if you can tell, but right about here I got some of the yellow overspray, and I had to kind of mix some paints up to try and blend it in again. Hopefully it's not too noticeable, but you know, things do happen. Unfortunately, that's how you learn. So guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like it. I think it looks really awesome. It's looking great, isn't it? This is my primary weapon that I'm going to be using for my Titan armor build that I'm making. There's going to be videos about that soon. I'm going to be working on the helmet and most likely the gloves at the same time. So that will be awesome. Stay tuned for that. Also, I'm going to be making the Iron Wreath sidearm out of a Nerf gun, and I'm going to be soldering some LEDs into it because it has an LED that's terrible. I'm going to be changing that, and it's still going to be able to fire, which is going to be really cool. So be able to hit people with the Iron Wreath. That is not going to be my secondary for my Titan cosplay. I'm going to be making Lord of Wolves as my exotic. But I'll be working on a lot of cool projects, so stay tuned to the channel. Also, if you stay tuned, I will be uploading more Destiny videos and some funny stuff like always, so stay tuned for all that good stuff. If you want to continue to see what I've done to this gun, and that rhymes, I rhyme all the time. Okay, I'll stop it. If you want to continue to watch the video, I'll show you some work in progress as we get to the final verdict, the found verdict of this gun. Otherwise, like, comment, subscribe, and zigzion! Hey guys, what's going on? It's Raven. And I should have showed a video of me painting this before I put on the first coat of Plasti Dip, but I didn't think of it, so I'm just going to show you real quick how I paint things. This is basically a long wooden dowel. held on to some dumbbell weights so it doesn't fall over. And we're going to do probably 2 more coats at least. And then we'll start detailing it with other paints. So enjoy. And safety first. And this is the result after some detail painting and some weathering. We used a metallic brown for the accents here, and then we took a Tamiya silver and we dry brushed a bit along the edges. I'm going to go back and probably dull this down a little bit with some black, but the weathering came out pretty good. I have not weathered anything like this before, so it is definitely a learning experience for me, as was this entire project. But I think it came out really well. Let me show the other side. That's the underside of it. Now I run into a problem. The reason why this painting has taken so long to finish up was because we had really bad weather here in Florida. It was raining. I got very busy on the weekend with some personal things, and I was not able to get to it like I wanted to. So that slowed down painting, and then we ran into another problem. This piece right here is a rubber piece that I added on for some detail. It has some ridges here, you know, nothing crazy. I plasti dipped it. It took the plasti dip just fine, dried, everything was good. I went to put black over it with the gunmetal, and that didn't work out at all. The paint just never dried, and it was sticky. I removed all the paint basically with some old t-shirts, just kind of doing this to it, but it's still very sticky. So what I'm going to do is, once I'm done painting this whole thing, I'm going to go back, I'm going to clear coat it, see if the clear coat dries. If it doesn't, I'm probably going to be wrapping this in some type of tattered cloth. You know, a lot of the fallen weaponry has like a red tattered cloth wrapped around the handle or something. Well, I'm going to wrap it around the scope because that's the only thing I can do. I can't really remove this part because it's super glued on there, and if I do, it might snap the extender that I built. And on top of that, then I have to go back and repaint that entire part and do some sanding, which I don't feel like doing. So this needs to get done yesterday. But it's coming along really well. I've got couple more things to do, and it'll be done. But you guys already seen that already, I assume, hopefully. So it must look amazing. I don't know. But you know, but I don't know. Isn't that weird how that works? Let's see what happens. Alright, a little bit later, we finished painting up the guards a little bit. We glued it down with my handy dandy glue pot. Yay! This makes life so much easier. It's awesome. If you're going to be doing props, just get one. Just go on Amazon right now and just buy one. It just makes your life so much easier. I mean, you got the brush here. I mean, you're not wasting any glue, you know. It keeps everything nice and wet. You know, I like it wet.
Bow chicka bow wow.
It's great. Get one, makes your life easier. Anyway, we use this stuff to get the foam guards on the gun, and it's looking pretty good. There's my diorama. Guys, we'll do a video on the diorama at some point. You see me, and that's not good, because I'm wearing Star Wars boxers. Because that's what I wear on the weekends at my house when I'm chilling. So, but a diorama of Zeta Gundams in the background. We'll be doing a video on that soon. That's looking pretty cool. It's almost done. But this right here is looking pretty good. We're going to do a black wash over some of the metallic brown parts to fill in these lines a bit more. Alright guys, so I figured what we do real quick is show you how I like to do a black wash. You can use folk art for this. Really cheap acrylic paint you can buy at Walmart. I just get this, mix it with a bit of alcohol so it gets to a pretty thin consistency, and then I use that as a wash. Take a wet paper towel, you get the excess off, all that good stuff. You can see on the other side, I've already done this a bit, and now we're going to do it on this side, real time. You can see how I do it. Wet the paper towel a little bit, be ready to wipe paint off. We're just going to kind of go over this entire part because we want the black to get into the creases where I accidentally painted too much over. And I'm just going to do this over the whole thing. And feel free to have fun with this. Be messy. It's alright. You can be messy when you do this. It's not crazy imperative, you know, that you don't have to be clean. This is a fun part. But you don't want to waste time, or else you're going to basically make everything too dark. And this is going to darken it a bit, which is good because it was kind of shiny to begin with. I wanted to dull it anyway. So I'm okay with that. So I'm going to get stuff in here. Feel free to use a really crappy brush when you do this. It doesn't have to be a perfect brush. This is the same brush that I've basically hand painted everything else with on this gun, so I figure continue to use it. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the brush and I'm going to get some of the paint off on the paper towel. And then what I want to do is kind of darken up the edges a little bit with some wear, I should say. Excuse me. I can't English today apparently. And it's going to wear up the sides a bit. And then we're going to take some of the, we're going to do the same thing that we just did, and we're going to wipe away what we don't want. Kind of don't want to make it too dark because then it'll look like you painted it. And you also don't want to have your you don't want to have it where you can see like where you wiped away in the middle. So you got to kind of blend things in a bit. Alright, the next thing we were doing is we're going to add some chroma to the scout rifle. I printed out here a symbol of the Fallen, and basically what I've done is I've cut that out onto this carbon fiber sticky paper I have here. I have no idea where this came from. I found it in a box from my eBay store when I was cleaning my boxes, and I have a couple of rolls of it, so I figured I'd use it. So this is what we have now. This is going to go right about there, lay on like that, and hopefully it'll look good. So let's see how that looks. Alright guys, and we come back after doing some painting. I had to actually use some of my 3M spray to get some more stick on the back of this thing. It wasn't holding on, but now we got our Fallen chroma on there, and of course we do have our lens here now. Where the light will shine through, and I think we're basically done. We just got to give this thing a nice top coat, seal in all the hard work, and we're good. Alright guys, and after looking at it, I realized that that sticker Fallen symbol was a terrible idea. It looked really bad. So what I decided to do was I took that off, and what I ended up doing was using this as a stencil, and I drew it on a piece of paper, covered it in tape, and then cut out the Fallen symbol, put it on here, and spray painted a metallic yellow over it. Now what this does is it makes it look a lot more like if a Fallen actually drew the symbol on himself, like they would actually do in the actual game. So this looks 10 million times better than the sticker idea, plus obviously it's going over certain parts of the gun, it's going over the grip, this part here, going over curves, so this forms better to the gun, and it makes it more accurate to the game. I think this looks way better, and it definitely completes this gun. So, alright guys, we're at the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for the support. A lot of you really had really nice comments about the project. I hope that this lived up to the expectations. I do have another one of these Star Wars blasters, and actually that's a good idea. Let's show what this thing looked like before. And we went from this to that, this to that, this to that. it's been a lot of fun doing this, guys. Really, it was. I learned so much stuff, and I'm really proud of the final product. Wow, that's when you really look at that, that kind of brings it into perspective how much work we did. This is really awesome, guys. I'm really proud of this. I hope you all like it. We'll be doing more, as I said earlier. Hope you guys stay tuned for that. Take a look at the Destiny videos. I started to upload some funny PvP moments. I hope you guys enjoy those. Comment, let me know what you think. And it's July 1st, so fireworks are going off already. I don't know if you heard that in the background. But, guys, thank you. It's been great doing this. I'm really glad that I finally finished this. And like I said, I'll be doing more. So, until then, Sieg Zion!